guys, welcome back to my channel. My name is Allie. If you're new here, welcome. Today I'm going to be sharing with you a few of the items I picked up from my travels around some of our favorite stores for fall. I've done a couple of different shop with me's, and if you happen to miss those, you definitely might want to go back and check those out where I show you what's in store for fall. I visited places like Hobby Lobby, I visited Kirkland's, I visited Home Goods, and I visited At Home, and I took you guys along with me and showed you all the different items that I thought were really nice. So now today I'm going to show you my haul, my fall haul, so I can share with you all the items I picked up. I want to stress that these are items I picked up over the course of the last couple of months. I did not go purchase these items all in one fell swoop, but I just want to share them with you and maybe give you some ideas for the upcoming season of fall so that you can maybe find these items in your local stores. And of course, anywhere that I could find links, I've included those for you below. If you like videos like this, don't forget to hit that subscribe button. Make sure that you're getting notified so that every time I upload a new video, you'll receive a notification. And I'll be, of course, styling these items in upcoming videos, so you want to make sure that you don't miss that. Okay, so without further ado, let's get into the video. Okay, so the first set of items that I'm going to be sharing with you are stems. Now, there are so many beautiful stems out there for fall, and I like to source them from different places. So these are the first stems that I picked up from Hobby Lobby, and these are these beautiful blackberry stems. Now, these stems are extremely realistic looking, and I really like that they have a lot of movement. So as you can tell, I'm barely even moving my hand right now, but you can see how easily they move and how easily you can bend these stems. And that's one of the most important things when you buy stems. You want to make sure that they have movement and that you can actually physically bend them. That's what's going to make your stems look the most natural, the most realistic. They also have that fall touch with the brown leaves around each of the blackberries. So I grabbed 3 of these. And really, depending on the size of your arrangement, you may only need 1 or 2. You may not need all 3, you may need more. A little bit goes a long way. So if you watched my previous video where I DIY'd those aged vases, I styled these in the vase with the dried look hydrangeas that I also picked up from Hobby Lobby. I grabbed one really quick just to give you guys an idea. So one of the other things that you can pay attention to, that you might want to pay attention to when you're styling, is contrast. So you want to make sure that you have different variations of color. For example, I'm going to show you guys when I pair up this dried look hydrangea with the blackberries, you can tell that they really stand out next to each other. The darkness of the blackberry and the lightness of this purple color right here work really well together. Okay, so the second set of stems that I picked up are these palm stems. Hobby Lobby usually carries these in many different colors, but I really liked how they had this neutral color that was perfect for fall. So if you're like me and you have a neutral palette in your home, I think that something like this could work really well. I'm picturing these in a small black vase that I have on our coffee table. Now you can pair these again on their own in a vase. You can place them in a smaller vase next to a larger vase with maybe some bigger stems. You can bend these really easily. They have a lot of movement, and I really like the natural color that they bring. Stems are one of my favorite, and again, if you watched the aged vase DIY I showed you, you saw how I styled these. They are these large acorn stems from Hobby Lobby. These are statement piece stems. They're very big. They take up a lot of space, and honestly, you could probably get away with even just one of these. I'm kind of trying to show you how big it actually is. This will give you a better idea. But I really love the detail on these. The colors are perfect for fall. And you can see that they have these acorn details when you get a little bit up close. They have about 3 of them on each branch. I love that these are really bendable, and I really like that the stems look very realistic as well. So when you pop them in a vase, they have that dark look as if you literally clipped these from a tree. What I like to do is I like to find 2 vases side by side, like I showed you in the DIY vase video, and style one a little bit lower and then one a little bit taller like this, kind of going in different directions. And that looks really pretty as well. You want to make sure that you bend those stems, that you're giving them the depth so that they're not just flat. You want to bend maybe one a little bit in front of the other, kind of like how I did here. See how I moved this one forward, and maybe I can move this one backward so that when you place them in a vase, they have a 360 view and they look much better. All right, so this next set of stems that I purchased are from A Floral, and they are the Semicifuga stems. Now, I purchased 1 stem, and then I purchased 2 garlands, which I'll show you in just a minute. But there's really nothing like the stems from A Floral. They have such detail that they literally looked as though you picked them straight from the garden. They have a ton of movement in the stems, and what I love about them is that they're not entirely symmetrical. So one of the things that you'll find when you shop at other stores, most stores, is that you find stems that you really have to work with because They're pretty identical all the way around, but you can tell with the afloral stems, see how they have this piece that comes out here a little bit. They've got a taller area. They have arches in their stems. They just pay attention to detail. I'm super happy with the quality of them, and I cannot wait to pop this one in a vase. I have certain vases that have smaller mouths at the top. They're not wide mouth vases. So something like this, just one elegant stem in the corner of, say, like a powder room, or I have a little pedestal here where I have a vase on it, and I think that something like this would just look really, really beautiful. But the color is striking. It's so gorgeous for fall, and I love that it's something different outside of the typical oranges and browns that we see, which are beautiful, but I like to bring in this color in the house. I think it adds a nice bit of moodiness. So I'm gonna show you now the garland, which, as you can see, is again gorgeous, has the same beauty that the stem does, but this one is a 6-foot garland. And I scooped up 2 of these because I like to drape them on the mantle, and I like to kind of have them cascade down the side of the mantle. I've linked both of these for you below. You can use my discount code and that'll give you an extra 15% off. But I would definitely check out Afloral, look at all the gorgeous stems that they have. The Simi-Si-Fuga are the ones that I can speak to personally, and I'm super happy with them. So you guys know I've talked a lot about picks in some of my recent videos. So picks are these small pieces. I've picked up just a couple of them from Hobby Lobby, and these guys are only $1.99, and that's before the 40% off. So you can grab a few of these and actually have them go a really long way. But these are the eucalyptus picks, and look at the color in these eucalyptus picks. I think that Hobby Lobby did a really nice job this year with the color variations. They look really natural, and picks are something that you could use in a smaller vase if you just had a small mouth, tiny vase that you wanted to just add a few picks to accent your arrangement, or you can even use them as a standalone. I love using picks to kind of tuck in. So let's say that you have a garland that you added to your mantelpiece. You can purchase a few of these picks, maybe 4 or 5 of them, and just sort of tuck them in random places to add another layer, another dimension. And that's what really makes your decor come to life. That's what makes it feel more expensive, and that's what makes it give it a lot more depth. So again, adding a few different picks of your choosing into different areas of a mantelpiece or a wreath or something really can help your arrangements pop. I also picked up this fun pumpkin stem. I really like the color variation in the pumpkin stem. I like the stem itself. If you take a small vase, like I have a vase here that is from Hobby Lobby that I purchased a while back. So if I, for example, wanted to just use this, you can see that this vase has not a wide mouth. It has a very narrow mouth, which is great for something like this. So even if you just placed these eucalyptus picks in here like this, fan them out a little bit, and then you tuck the pumpkin pick right there inside of it. This is really cute for like the corner of a kitchen or maybe a coffee bar nook or something. It just adds a really nice pop of fall, and it's super easy. I mean, you saw how fast I just did that. $1.99 for each of the eucalyptus stems. This pumpkin stem was $3.99, but again, you have to take 40% off of all of these items. And once you do that, you just elevated your space and decorated for fall and brought that fall spirit to a nice corner or nook. Okay, so moving on from stems, I want to show you a few other decorative pieces that I picked up. So these acorns came from Hobby Lobby. It's another decorative element that adds another texture to your space. So there's a lot of ways that you can decorate for fall, and I'm going to go into more detail in a future video. Think of it in categories. So for example, one category might be your florals. Another category is candles. Another category is textiles like pillows and throw blankets. So this falls into a category of decorative elements that again adds another texture, another layer. I like these acorns because they're very natural, but they also have that gilded sort of metallic look on the top of them. And for me personally, I feel like that's my decor aesthetic in my house. I have a lot of naturals, a lot of neutrals, but if I don't add a pop of some metallic or something that's a little bit blingy here and there, then it feels flat to me personally. So I always like to add a little bit of shine, a little bit of texture and shimmer with these items like this. I might style these acorns inside this bowl, maybe add some cinnamon sticks for a natural fun fall scent. And I did purchase 2 boxes of these, so I have 8 of them total. Place one next to another item, maybe on a riser in your kitchen. That leads me to another item that I purchased from Hobby Lobby, and that is one of their candle risers. Now, this to me was a good deal because it was in the candle section, so I got it for 40% off. However, you could use this for a candle or you could use this for many other things. Risers are great to have all year round. You can use them for any season. So if I were to place a candle on it, I could then maybe just casually put one of the acorns next to it. And again, this could go in a kitchen, this could go in a bathroom or on a coffee bar, console table. Really, the options are endless for a piece like this. Okay, so artwork is another category that you can incorporate into your fall decor. I usually don't go too crazy with seasonal art just because then you have to store large pieces. But Hobby Lobby did have a great selection, so I wound up picking up this piece, which I showed you in my last haul, but I wanted to bring it back just to give you another example that when you have a lot of fall colors around, when you have a lot of those browns and oranges or those purples like I showed you in the afloral garlands, I find it's always good to balance things out with something very simple and elegant. And this black and white picture that has a very simple wooden frame I thought was really pretty, and I'm probably going to style this one on my console table with some of those more colorful elements around it. But I just wanted to share with you that it's always good to pick up a fun fall piece of art, and this was my pick from Hobby Lobby. So the next thing I grabbed that was also from Hobby Lobby that I could not leave was this beautiful pumpkin. So I really loved the shape of this pumpkin. It reminded me of an heirloom tomato. It has that very squatty sort of heirloom look to it, and you can see the details of it up close. I really think that they did a really nice job adding a lot of dimension here with the shading inside all of the creases. I like the stem. I think it looks very natural. They had several different colors of these. I might go back and pick up maybe the green one too, because the green one was also really pretty. And what I did like is that the green one was made differently than this one. So they had the green one kind of sitting up. It looked a little bit more squatted and just a different kind of element. So I think that they did a really nice job this year of adding variation with different things, so that if I were to go back and get the green one, I could pair these next to each other and they wouldn't look like the exact same item. They would have differences and it would keep it interesting and look really natural. So as I mentioned earlier, bringing in texture is especially important for fall because that's when we think of cozying up and we want to bring in those warm colors and make our spaces feel really warm and inviting. So I could not pass this one piece up. It is this adorable pumpkin pillow, and as you can see, it is really good size. It's very large. I found this at Home, and it's from their Honey Bloom collection. So I really liked the stitching. I thought that it was just really charming, really sweet. And we're used to the traditional pillows, so of course I'm gonna have some of the linen traditional pillows on my couch, but I thought that this would just be a really fun, cheeky kind of way to bring in the season of fall and mix in really nicely with all the other pieces, maybe add a nice throw blanket. I love the color. I love that it's that sort of rusted orange. It's not super bright, so it fits in beautifully with the naturals if you have more of a neutral aesthetic in your home. Another pillow that I found at Home that I couldn't pass up, I'm actually leaning on it right now. It is the plaid sweater weather pillow. I thought this was really cute, and I'm picturing this styled outside on our swinging bench and our covered porch, but I really do love the coloring of it. I love the plaid. I love that it has these tassels on the end. Really love the natural, neutral feel of it with that pop of orange in between. This last set of items I'm gonna show you are in the candle department. First is this glass taper hurricane candle holder that I picked up from Target. This is part of the Threshold collection, and I really liked how elegant this was. I thought this was a really nice shape. I liked that it was tall and elongated. I've never thought to use a hurricane for a taper candle holder, but that's what this is. But the one thing that I will mention about it is that when I purchased it, I assumed that it was like a tinted kind of brown sort of feel, and maybe that's just because in the photo here they have it styled in front of a vase that has that brown tint. So I was assuming that it was tinted brown. It is not. It is actually just plain clear glass, which is fine. I think it's really pretty either way, but I was expecting it to have more of that tinted brown sort of fall feel. In the end, it works out because I think that it's good that you can use this for any season at all. I would, however, purchase a different taper candle. I just have a plain white one in here to kind of show you what it would look like. But if you were gonna do this, I would probably go and purchase one of those sort of fall braided looking candles that they show you on the box. You can see it styled here on the box. It's got that sort of braided look, and I think that that's really nice. Hearth and Hand collection dropped this week, and they have some really nice colored taper candles that are in really nice, beautiful hues for fall. So I think that that would be a really good option as well. Okay, and then in my opinion, I saved the best for last. This is one of my favorite things that I found out of the entire haul. It's this piece right here. You guys, I couldn't believe that I saw this when I found it. It was all the way on the bottom shelf, and it was a little bit more than I wanted to spend. However, When I compared this with beautiful ones that look like the exact replica that I found online, those go for $180, sometimes over $200. So this I found it at home and it was only $49. Now, if it were in my budget at the time, I probably would have picked up 2 of them because I think that these would look really beautiful on either end of a long dining table. But even so, 1 is enough for me, honestly. I think that I'm gonna get a lot of use out of this because again, you can use this all year round for every season. But I love that it has this hammered look in the brass. And I think that the brass color tone of it brings in fall. It adds a really nice detail for fall. So I'm imagining styling this on my black console table in our entryway. You can see how I have it here. I have it on my dining table. I wouldn't put this in my home right on this dining table because for me, there's not enough contrast. The colors are too similar between my table and the candelabra. It wouldn't stand out as much. That's why I'm probably gonna put it on either the black console table in my entryway, or if you guys have watched previous videos, you know that we don't have a traditional dining room. We have a sort of cocktail whiskey room in where our dining room would have been. I have a low black cocktail table, a little coffee table. So this might look really nice styled on there. It is an art piece in itself, so even if you didn't want to add tapers to it, although it's kind of a pet peeve of mine, I don't know why, but it bothers me in my space if I have candle holders out somewhere and I don't have candles in them. So I'm gonna definitely add taper candles to this. Maybe the white traditional ones that I have, the battery operated ones. Either way, I think that you can't go wrong with a piece like this. It just came out. It's new at home at the time that I'm publishing this video. So if you like this, I'm gonna link it for you below, or you can also run to your store and pick one up, see what they have there. But there were only 3 left and I snagged one of them. So that's it for today, you guys. I really hope that you enjoyed seeing the items that I purchased and checking out this haul with me. I'm gonna be showing you, of course, styling these items in future videos. And I'm also gonna be sharing with you the items that I already have. So I have a lot of fall items that I've collected over the years, many of which are still available, some of which I will of course add similar options for you. So you wanna be sure that you stay tuned for that. Make sure that you're subscribed so that you don't miss any of my new upcoming videos. And if you guys like this video, please give me a thumbs up, drop me a comment, let me know what you think. It really helps my channel when you do that, so I really appreciate it. Thank you guys so much for watching, and I'll see you next time. Take care.